What's up guys, this is Dave with Gen 3D Tech here. Today we're going to be doing the full review of the Mars Gaming MMGLOW. I did the unboxing just last week, and if you haven't seen that video, there'll be a link in the description. You might want to check it out. I just open it up and give some initial impressions and show off some of the more novel features of the mouse, like as you can see right here, the enormous amount of RGB. And I just give some initial impressions of the shape and build quality. Today we'll go a little bit more in depth, but I'm not going to spend a huge amount of time like I normally do, just because this mouse is, well, there's not a lot to it. It's okay, but for the money, there's better mice in the $30 range than this mouse. Usually you can find the Viper Mini, for example, anywhere from $20 to $40, and that's a far superior mouse. The main thing you'll see here is the sensor is the biggest weakness on this mouse. There's some build quality issues and scroll wheel issues, but yeah. All right, well, let's get into this. First of all, we'll go over the software. All right, here's the software for the Mars Gaming MMGLOW. And right here you can remap all the different buttons. Of course, you got macros here as an option, and right here's the performance setting: sensitivity, scroll speed, double click speed. Right here are the DPI controls, and you can modify these if you want. Like, I believe this was set to 2400. I reduced all of them to make it a little bit more, to make them a little bit more in line with what I typically use for DPI settings. And then they're color coded here. And then right here is the polling rate, and sadly it was set to 500 Hertz right out of the box, which kind of sucks, but you can change it right here. And here we go. This is the LED settings, and there's a whole bunch of different presets for the LED. I have it on the default currently. You can, of course, turn it off, but I don't know what the point would be, because the whole gimmick of this mouse is the massive amount of LED, or I mean RGB that it has. All right, that's the quick overview of the software, and we'll take it off my nice little mouse stand. By the way, just got this off of eBay, and there'll be a link in the description if you want to purchase one of these. It's 3D printed. It fits most mice. They're working on another one that'll fit some of the odd shaped mice, but if you want one that you can just set on your desktop, this is a pretty cool little buy. Anyways, one thing, I do actually, there are some nice things about this mouse besides the aesthetics. That's going to be the main selling point of this mouse. But the shape actually is really nice. It's not a large mouse, and because the shape actually is the only thing that kept me performing decently, but it was a constant battle against the sensor. Yeah, the sensor, let's see, what was it again? It's the A825 Pro. Yeah, I quite often, geez, everything's falling down. The little mouse here my daughter made for me, she thought it'd be good to throw in the reviews there. Yeah, on the sensor, it was constantly losing track, and there was times I was in the heat of gaming, and I would lose track of people, and it would end up getting me killed. Like I said, though, I mean, if the shape is actually really nice, and if I had a better sensor, this would be a much better mouse. I could forgive the scroll wheel, even though it's one of the worst I've ever felt. It just feels terrible. It feels like it's gonna break, and this area right here, this little piece, this plastic edge right here is really, really sharp. It almost will cut you. It's so sharp. On Reddit, someone on there pointed out that this exact mouse you can get from Ajaz. It does have a little less see-through. On the buttons are not see-through, but it's almost as much RGB. And that particular mouse, instead of having this sensor, has a Pixart 3325, which that is a better sensor than this, but it's still not the greatest sensor. But if you did like this mouse and you wanted one that had a little bit better sensor, that might be a mouse for you. I'll go ahead and throw a link in the description for that mouse also. I don't think I'm going to review that mouse anytime in the future, but I do have a couple of the Ajaz mice, and they're typically pretty good for the value. But yeah, the feet on this thing are really scratchy. It does have some nice features. I do like the clicks. This mouse has Huano switches, which are, I like them. They're nice, solid, long-lasting built switches. This is how they sound. The other thing I like about this mouse is it has a decent paracord cable. I mean, it's not the best, but I mean, it's definitely not the worst. It's kind of middle ground. It's definitely nothing that would make me hate the mouse. As you know, as I showed in the preview, it's got the DPI button on the bottom, the polling rate button right there, and an on-off switch. Like I said, the switches, the shape, it definitely has that going for the aesthetics. If you like that, all this a massive amount of RGB, then yeah, that would be the main reason to get it. So if you're, wanting something to kind of show off your setup, then yeah, this might be something for you. But if you're just going off of performance, sensor performance, it's going to let you down. And there's, like I said, there's a bunch of different mice in the $30 range that are better than this. Heck, I mean, there's a couple mice that are 20 or under that I perform far better than this mouse. But I would like to see something with this shape, with a better sensor in the future. If they did a revision of this mouse, put in a better sensor, fix the scroll wheel, and I'd be willing to even pay $40 for it. Yeah, I don't think I'd want a wireless version of this mouse with all this RGB, because the battery would drain really fast. But anyways, if I was to give this a score, I'd probably just give it a 7 out of 10. And I think that's being generous, and it's mostly just for the aesthetics of this mouse. Which, like I said, if you like RGB, you're gonna like it. But yeah. Also, the other inconvenient thing is, if you're in the United States and you buy this, you can get it on Amazon, but it took at least a month to get here, because it's coming all the way from Spain. And I don't know if they put it on a ship or something, but yeah, it took a long time to get here. So yeah, that's not the greatest experience. So if this had been ended up being an awesome mouse, I'd say, well, maybe it was worth the wait. But I didn't expect this to be a great mouse. I mostly got it just because I thought it looked cool, and I thought it would be just an interesting review for the channel. But yeah, so it's actually a little better than I thought it would be, but it's still not really worth the money. If this was $20, I could probably give it a little bit better recommendation. But at the moment, this is not a mouse I would recommend for anybody. other than if you just want something that looks nice, it's bright and all of that on your desktop. But if that's not you, then steer clear of this mouse. Anyways, I've got a ton of different mice to review. I'm doing a PC build. Actually gonna probably start on that as soon as I'm done with this review, and I'm just about ready to start building a custom built Spider-Man keyboard. I think I mentioned before, for a best-selling author. And yeah, I got lots of things in the works. I've got a bunch of mouse pads I'm going to be reviewing. Right now I'm just kind of building up because I want to have a nice amount of mouse pads that I can compare. And I don't know if you can see this Samurai extended mouse pad. It feels a lot like the EBA mouse pad from Tiger Sports, and I believe this is an X-ray pad. It's really nice. It was very expensive though. It's like artisan level expensive, but it looks really nice on the desk, and I think I'll keep it there, and I'll put other mouse pads over it when I'm testing them out. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this review, and I will get going and get working on some other reviews for you guys. And if you like this content, please leave a like. That helps the algorithm. And I'd be very much appreciated if you subscribe, because I don't want you to miss out. There's going to be lots of great content coming soon, and yeah, I just want to grow the channel, and there's lots of great things to see. We're going to be doing some tours of some local Austin tech companies. I'm just working on that on the background, so stay tuned for some announcements on some of those tours. I'm going to take full advantage of where I'm at and give you guys a sneak peek behind some of these cool tech companies. And yeah, so have a good day, and I'll see you the next time around. Peace out.